First Pro 360. It's your boys from the Pool Boys. And guess what? We are live on location here in Phoenix, Arizona. We blew out our travel budget for you because you know what? We figured, let's do it right. Let's do it big. We're not going home, so here we are. So let's check out the huge action that went down in the Sweet 16 and Elite 8. Then we'll check in with you guys.
Four more teams primed to make their move from sweet to elite.
And the Alabama Crimson Tide will roll into the Final Four.
UConn Huskies are going back to the Final Four to defend their title.
All right, for those of us who worried that the tournament was going to get all chalky on us, never fear. The Final Four is here, and it's not what you thought it was going to be. We've got a team going to the Final Four for the first time ever. Alabama, 4 seed. Unreal journey to get there. We've got 2 teams that haven't been to the Final Four since the 1980s in NC State, an 11 seed, and the number 1 seed, Purdue. And then we've got juggernaut UConn steamrolling their way through the bracket to get to their repeat back-to-back Final Fours. They look unbeatable. I don't know who's going to take them down. But I will say, if you haven't seen DJ Burns, check this dude out. It is his world, and we are just living in it.
All right. Now it's time to focus on what's most important and check out the leaderboard as we head into championship weekend. That's right, our final leaderboard before the actual Final Four and championship. So let's see the action that has been going down. And starting in at number 1, you got the newbie, Allie, still at the top. Coming in after her, we got Grandpapa, followed by Lindsey Nelson, Melanie S., Neil Ellison, McBracket, maybe I'm loving it this time, Paula, Brent Lanier, Robert, and Austin Porter to round out your top 10.
Is this going to be the year we're actually loving it for McBracket?
We might.
That would be fantastic. There are a couple of North Carolina picks in this top 10, though, so I think there's still room for some shakeup. Don't get too attached to these folks.
That sounded pretty depressing. Like, don't get too attached.
Yeah,
they're not
like
going to be here much longer.
I'm not planning anything imminent, just that they may change at the top 10, that's all. Anyway, let's move on. Our first badge this week, and I'm excited about this one. It's a very unfortunate badge, but this is the Karma badge.
Time out. Can we just talk about how Dark Kemper is going? These people aren't going to be around very long. And then I love this badge. It's pretty unfortunate, but
it's a terrible badge, and it's for Serena. All right, so Serena was in the top 2 after first 2 rounds, okay? She got 5 of her Elite 8 picks correct, which is tied for the most in the pool. That's a fantastic outcome. She sends me a text after Clemson beats Arizona for the first Sweet 16 game. All right, it's the first Sweet 16 game, the only one of them, right? There are going to be like 7 more games. And she's like, oh my gosh, look what Allie just sent me. And it's a picture of Serena at the top of the leaderboard. And I'm thinking, number 1, Allie is jinxing and voodooing you like crazy. Like you've got a witch on your hands. And number 2, I'm not touching this with a 10-foot pole because the last time I gave you props, I jinxed you in the bowl pick'em and it wrecked your bracket or wrecked your pool. So what happened? Didn't matter what I did because she didn't win a single other game after the Sweet 16. None in the Elite 8, none in the Final Four, nothing. She is done for the pool and she's tanked. It's it. It's over. It's not my fault. It's not my fault this time.
It is still technically your fault. Never communicate with Kemper if you want to actually do well. Either if he's texting you or you're texting, just don't do it. Karma, it's the cat. He's not a cat sitting on your lap purring. He's not. Let me tell you that.
No, I'm the breeze blowing your hair, making it look like a toupee on the weekend. That's what I am.
That's what you are, for sure. All right. Enough about depressing news that old Kemper over here keeps bringing. Let's talk about Lindsey Nelson because she is channeling her inner LL Cool J. And don't call it a comeback because she is here to knock you out. So Lindsey could win this thing. She was an OG caboose. That's right. She was at the bottom of our initial pool with the Pool Boys. And now she has a chance to win. She has Purdue over UConn in the final and still has the most points possible for Purdue winners. So Lindsey, we kind of hit you up a little bit in our early pools, but look at you now. Don't call it a comeback. You were just preparing for this moment. Get that hoodie ready. You're ready to take this thing home.
We've strengthened her. We've made her more resilient. And we love the Lindsey she has become. Disney's already reached out to us about doing a movie about this or a docuseries or something. They're very interested. So we're pulling for Purdue. We want to see you win.
People want to know.
We want to see that. On the other side of things, so we've talked about the top, we talked about the bottom a little bit. How about someone who's just kind of meh in the middle? We did a segment one time that was like the 2007 Toyota Corolla or whatever it was, the Camry, the Jam Brady, all these meh kind of things. And what's more meh than Brent Lanier? He had a bad first round. He had a strong second round. He's been very average the rest of the tournament. His best possible finish is 5th place. His worst possible finish is 9th place. It's just very meh, middle of the pool. Decent work, not great. He's getting the middle seat in the airplane. He's just like, oh man, stuck here.
It's as if Brett would be wearing a SpongeBob SquarePants costume, but Kemper out here today is just throwing bows. Let's talk about
dropping
someone
bombs
who is
today.
just meh. One Brent. Bam. That's all right. You know, everyone got to sit in that middle. Just battle for that armrest. You're fine, Brent.
It comes from a place of love.
Of love. Always does. Always does. All right, let's do some more celebrating. I'm the peppy one today, which is shocking because I'm usually the one very depressed. But it is time to celebrate those who got the most Final Four teams correct. Because that's right, whenever you're filling out the bracket, you always want those bragging rights of, I got all 4 or I got the most. It's going to be great. So, time to celebrate those who got all 4, and that is no one, which is fine. It's tough. You had an 11 seed, NC State. Didn't see that coming. That's fine. But those who got 3 were also absent. It's understandable. Alabama never made it. Maybe didn't think they were going to. But we did have a handful of you who went to infinity and not beyond because you got 2 Final Four teams correct, which is great. So give it up to Allie, Grandpapa, Melanie S., Lindsey Nelson, Neil Ellison, McBrackett, still loving it, Robert, and SM1111111, Steve Musel. That's right. He will always be ingrained in my head. Thank you, Steve. Well done. Great name. Everyone had UConn and Purdue except for Mel, who took UConn and Bama. Wow. Again, picking Bama. Great job. So you're going to infinity, but not too far beyond.
This is falling with style.
To infinity and beyond!
Maybe going too fast, not too furious, but here we go.
I just think of 2 Unlimited, those dance tracks of the Jock Rock and Jock Jams days. Pump up the jam.
Pump it
Anyway,
up.
and of course, coming back with a negative, I guess I'm just dropping the hammer today. Here are the folks that got none of their Final Four.
None of them.
They're getting the confused badge. You're Vincent Vega walking in the room wondering, where's that noise coming from? What even is an intercom? What am I supposed to be doing here? That's going to, as I already mentioned, Serena. And also, you've got company. Emma Wan is down there with you as well. She's also confused. None of her Final Four made it. She's like, what happened in this tournament? I don't understand. I told them what was supposed to happen, and it didn't happen that way. And I'm confused.
It happens. All right. First Pro 360. We're going to be here in Phoenix all week as we're getting prepped for the Final Four and championship games. It's going to be spectacular, and we can't wait to see what's going to unfold in your pool. Still a lot of things to be shaken up. Don't listen to old negative Nancy over here, but it's going to be a spectacular end of the ride. So until next time, the Pool Boys are out.